Clash in Paris has come to a wrap. Let's talk about it.
This is Bretto live on YouTube.
What's good, guys? Bretto live back with another video, and today I just watched WWE Clash in Paris. There's the never seen 17, John Cena, if you could even see him. We're going to be talking about the entire show with WWE action figures here today. I set it up here in my Raw ring, everything that happened, all the match winners, all the controversy, some pretty crazy stuff, including a possible seed being planted for maybe an AJ Lee return, which is actually pretty crazy to think about. And if you guys missed yesterday's short, I did get WWE Elite Series 120 Lola Vice, so reviews dropping soon here on WWE Elite Series 120 throughout this week. So stay tuned for all those reviews. I'm going to be filming them here on Labor Day, and then we're going to rep them out, pump them out during the week. So stay tuned for it. Here's Lola Vice. Yo, that's us. Yo. There were 30,000 in attendance for WWE Clash in Paris. It was announced in French, so it's kind of hard to understand, but once he started saying 30,000, I was like, oh, okay, he's talking about attendance. 30,000 people in the arena, one of the best crowds of all time. This crowd couldn't be mid. It really couldn't. If you guys watched Backlash France when AJ Styles fought Cody Rhodes for the WWE Championship, literally one of the craziest crowds of all time, and I expected nothing less here in this crowd. If I do have any fans that were at Clash in Paris, give me a comment down below. Clash in Paris. There's only 8 more dates in John Cena's farewell tour, and that's hard to believe. Coming up this Friday, he's going to be in Chicago, Illinois, which everybody is so excited about. They have so many possibilities on what they could do. It's his debut city, so it ought to be hype. But before we talk about John Cena, let's talk about our opening match. It was Bronson Reed going one-on-one with Roman Reigns. As most of you guys know, I did want this to be Braun Breaker versus Roman Reigns, but my hopes are not extinguished. I have a feeling we're going to get Braun Breaker versus Roman Reigns very, very soon. As far as the match between Bronson Reed and Roman Reigns, it was all right. Nothing too crazy special in it. Roman Reigns is going to pick the victory up with the spear. After the match, Roman gets a little revenge on Paul Heyman. He locks in the guillotine on Paul Heyman, passes him out in like 15 seconds, takes the shoe LaFala, signs the shoes, launches him into the crowd. But he should have had his head on a swivel, because while he's doing that, Braun Breaker hits a massive spear from the French announce table all the way over to the English announce table. The table absolutely exploded. Braun Breaker was geeking out, bro. He was definitely geeking out. And then him and Bronson Reed just wreaked havoc. They would injure Roman Reigns, so this is gonna send Roman Reigns on another month's vacation, so we probably won't see him till War Games. Maybe he's gonna be in the War Games match, or I would assume he's gonna face Braun Breaker in some sort of capacity. But yeah, tsunamis, spears to Reigns, even Jey Uso, who you gotta keep in mind has a match later in the night, a fatal 4-way World Heavyweight Championship match, literally came out here to help Roman Reigns. Family first, no matter what's on the line, Jay's gonna run down, try to help out, and it doesn't work out. He just wanted to be out there to possibly help Roman, and he did, but Roman would still be carried out on a stretcher. You gotta remember, Bronson lost. He shouldn't be proud of anything. Check out that new Joe Gacy WWE Elite, part of WWE Elite Series 120. I had to pop it out of the box a little early for the review, because, dude, you gotta keep this setup accurate. There he is with Loomis delivering their double team move to Montez Ford. This tag team match was for the WWE Tag Team Championships. It was kind of set up last minute. I don't really know how I feel about that. And Street Profits, bro. Street Profits always job. Like, they'll get the tag titles, nobody cares, they lose them. Like, they fight for them, nobody cares. It's like, bro, the match was alright, don't get me wrong. You had Rowan, you had Uncle Howdy and Nikki Cross all on ringside. Eric Rowan kind of got involved. Uncle Howdy would cheat, actually. He'd Sister Abigail Ford, send him back in the ring for Loomis and Gacy to take care of Ford. So the Wyatt Six retain the tag titles, but did anybody else notice the controversy between Dawkins and Ford? I definitely see a possible breakup coming soon. If they were to break up, Dawkins, oof, be careful, man. Be careful. Montez Ford, hate to say it, hate to do that to you, Angela, but Montez Ford would definitely be the star of the show, the single star, if you will, if the Street Profits broke up, and Dawkins would have to watch for his job being, taken away from him, straight up. It kind of reminds me like an Enzo and Cass situation, or an Otis and Tucker situation, you know what I mean? Yeah, Wyatt Six retained. It was an alright tag match. Nikki Bella had an opportunity at the WWE Women's Intercontinental Championship where she fought this absolute piece of crap, in my opinion, Becky Lynch. She is such a punk, especially after what she'd do in the main event. This match was a little sloppy here and there, but overall, it was not bad. You gotta remember, Nikki Bella's a veteran, man. She's not as young as she once was, so it was a little sloppy here and there, but it was still an alright match. I thought Nikki had it in the bag after she slammed Becky Lynch's face right here on the steel stairs, but she didn't. Becky Lynch would backslide Nikki Bella and kind of escape with the victory. I swear Nikki Bella was closing in. Becky Lynch got lucky with a pinfall. She retained the Intercontinental Championship. Once again, not a bad match. Definitely didn't have 100% of my attention, but it is always good seeing Nikki Nikki Bella in the ring. But as far as Becky Lynch, I could care less about her, but her title reign continues, unfortunately. Good old-fashioned Donnybrook match. In other words, it's Extreme Rules, man. Sheamus versus Rusev, the final chapter. Fourth match going one-on-one between the two, and this time it's a good old-fashioned Donnybrook match, which means it's hardcore, and this was absolutely chaotic. At one point, Sheamus being even sent through a bar, like a literal bar, like where you like put drinks on top of. I was like, what the heck is going on? Sheamus would climb these barrels with Rusev. Rusev would lock in the accolade, but Sheamus would get the last laugh with the white noise right off the top, just like this, through the table. This match was freaking crazy. I'm surprised Sheamus and Rusev are actually able to walk out of this on their own 2 feet. I'm very shocked to say that Sheamus tapped out. Sheamus never taps out. That is a shocking way to go out here from Sheamus. Rusev locked in the accolade. This time, he had the shillelagh in the mouth of Sheamus, so it was like a bunch of tension on the face of Sheamus, so Sheamus had no other option. He had to tap out, and Rusev's gonna take a W. Does it maybe lead to them becoming a tag team out of mutual respect? We'll have to tune into Raw on Netflix tonight, but assume that's where it's gonna lead, because, I mean, they can't continue this rivalry, you know? And Rusev, he can't fight anybody else besides Sheamus, so just fight alongside him, you know what I mean? But I really enjoyed this match a lot, bro. Absolutely chaotic. The Never Seen 17, Mr. Hustle, Loyalty, Respect. He's gonna be in Chicago this Friday, but here he is in Paris fighting Logan Paul one-on-one, not for a championship. I feel like this match should have been for a championship. It felt like it was for a championship. It just wasn't, man. But it doesn't take away from the fact that this match was absolutely fantastic between these two guys. John Cena's wrestling like it's 2015 again, and I'm not just saying that. There's like a limited amount of botches. John Cena just takes care of business. And love him or hate him, I always say it, Logan Paul is an up-and-coming WrestleMania main eventer, dude. I guarantee it. Bro is so talented. He's so fluent in the ring. He's only in double-digit matches for his career, and bro's kicking butt. He would come up short here up against John Cena. John Cena would hit a couple AAs, take care of Logan Paul, and pin him 1, 2, 3. Nobody would come out after the match. I was expecting maybe someone, I don't know who, but maybe Brock. John Cena wins clean, makes amends once again with the Brussels Belgium kid, and kisses his wife, which was not Nikki Bella. Great match though here from Cena and Paul. I have no complaints, literally no complaints. What's he gonna do in Chicago though? I'm so curious. Our final match of the night was a fatal 4-way for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. Seth Rollins was at a disadvantage here because Bronson Reed and Braun Breaker, after the actions that they did against Roman Reigns, they were kicked out of the arena, and if they return, they are suspended without pay, according to the words of Adam Pearce. But I was thinking, I'm like, Breaker and Reed are gonna somehow find their way back in the arena. They did not. This fatal 4-way got going, absolutely chaotic. Why was Jey Uso wearing gray shorts? I did not like Jey's attire. I did not like Seth's attire. Knight's attire was yellow. It was cool. He would do an elbow drop and land right through the announce table. I think he was aiming for CM Punk or something. Speaking of CM Punk half went through a table. He couldn't break the table all the way in half. He had too much momentum going to the outside. So that was interesting. And I also like the super kick from CM Punk to Jey Uso to start the match. But in the end, CM Punk's closing out of the victory. He had Seth Rollins beat. He was about to hit a second GTS as Seth Rollins fell right back on his shoulders for another one. Seth Rollins, he always has a plan B. He was brought up in this business by Stephanie McMahon and Triple H, and he always has a plan B, bro. And that plan B, since Bronson Reed and Braun Breaker were kicked out of the arena and Paul Heyman was obviously in a local medical facility, he grabbed his final resort, his wife. Orange-haired Becky Lynch. Becky Lynch is going to come out in all black clothing, low blow CM Punk right as he's about to do the GTS. CM Punk gets screwed once again. He's starting to feel like the new Drew McIntyre. It's crazy. Gets screwed in every match. Seth Rollins would hit the curb stomp. He'd retain the World Heavyweight Championship, and Becky Lynch and Seth Rollins are on television together as heels. That feels pretty good, but could that possibly mean that CM Punk needs to go grab his wife and maybe do a tag team match with Becky Lynch and Seth Rollins? I'm really hoping so. This could literally mean an AJ Lee return. That's the first thing I thought of when I saw Becky Lynch and Seth Rollins on the screen at the same time. They've been mentioning each other in promos recently on Monday Night Raw, so it was only a matter of time till both heels, Becky Lynch and Seth Rollins, join forces, and they have, and that could only mean AJ Lee and CM Punk need to team up to take down these two scumbags. Let's hope so. But I did enjoy the Fatal 4-Way, no doubt about it. But Becky Lynch kind kind of disrupting things. Little annoying, because you guys know I'm not a Becky Lynch fan. What you guys think of WWE Clash of Paris? Down in the comment section down below. I see there being mixed opinions on the show. Me personally, I thought I'm half and half. I thought it was all right. I mean, yeah, it was good for what it was. You know what I mean? I enjoyed a lot of the matches. A lot of the wrestling on tonight's show was really good. I enjoyed Logan Paul versus John Cena. That's probably going to be my favorite match of the night. Logan Paul versus John Cena. Favorite moment was easily Roman Reigns guillotining Paul Heyman. That felt great to see until he was nearly crippled and put on a stretcher, which was heartbreaking. And ranking the show out of 10, I am going to give it a 7 out of 10. That might be a low ranking to some people, but for me, I think it's pretty accurate. Oh, is that a fireplace? Let me know your ranking out of 10 for Clash of Paris down in the comment section down below. As far as the crowd, 1,000 out of 10. Y'all are amazing in Paris, bro. I love Paris crowd. I'll see you guys for the next one. Bretto Live is out.